Did a Detroit family spark Trump's threats to delay the Gordie Bridge opening?
The Maroons are the only party that benefits from delaying the bridge.
Don't be fooled by the Detroit River. First responders forced to embark on a full ice rescue.
He didn't see why the big fuss was about walking out.
And a warning to anyone who went to a Chatham skin clinic: the instruments may not have been properly sterilized.
CTV News with Stephanie Mazzotti.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on TV and radio. Stephanie is off tonight. I'm Michelle Maluske. More fallout from Donald Trump's threats to delay the opening of the Gordie Howe International Bridge. Now we're learning the owners of the Ambassador Bridge may have had a high-level conversation moments before that now infamous social media post. Joining me tonight with our top story and local reaction to what's happening in America is our Travis Fortnum. Travis.
Michelle, this follows New York Times reporting that the owner of the Ambassador Bridge met with a Trump administration official just before the threat to delay the Gordie Howe Bridge. That's what prompted a response from a Windsor City councilor. A Windsor City councilor is urging residents to rethink how they get across the border.
If you have the ability to choose between the Ambassador Bridge or the Windsor-Detroit Tunnel, choose the tunnel.
Ward 7 Rep. Angelo Marignani's not going so far as to call for a boycott, but he, like many, isn't happy in the wake of New York Times reporting, saying sources were briefed on a meeting between Ambassador Bridge owner Matthew Maroon and U.S. Commerce Secretary Howard Lutnick, not long before Trump took to social media threatening to block the opening of the Gordie Howe Bridge.
I was in shock, but then you started hearing how the Maroon family actually lobbied to get this done, and that information then came forward, and that sort of sparked this.
In a media availability Tuesday, Michigan Congresswoman Debbie Dingell also saying she was told the meeting between Maroon and Lutnick took place, though the White House has declined to comment. Former Michigan Governor Rick Snyder, who helped negotiate the original agreement for the new crossing, says delay only benefits one player.
The Maroons are the only party that benefits from delaying the bridge. They make a lot more money at the expense of Canadian and American consumers and everyone else that would benefit with the new bridge being opened.
Snyder notes the Maroon family has opposed the Gordie Howe Bridge since the very beginning, including issuing a string of legal challenges aimed at stopping it.
So it's clear they found someone to talk to. I don't know if it was Lutnick or someone else, but they got someone to go talk to the president and give him bad information.
Windsor's mayor saying this is a unique quirk of having an international crossing held in private hands.
I get it. His job is to do what's right for his businesses and his crossing. My job as mayor is to protect my community and the people who live here. And so I'll do my job. He will do his job.
CTV News has reached out to the Ambassador Bridge Company for comment from Matthew Maroon, but did not hear back by deadline. Marignani sits on the tunnel board at City Hall and points out the city owns the Windsor half of the tunnel and benefits financially from its use. So if you are still crossing the border, he says, consider supporting local with your toll money. Michelle.
All right, thanks so much for this tonight. Travis Fortnum reporting for us in the newsroom. President Trump's claims are also striking a nerve with those who had a hand in building the Gordie Howe Bridge. Construction of the $6.4 billion project created hundreds of trades jobs on both sides of the border. Rob Petroni of LiUNA Local 625 says the president's comments downplayed the impact of workers both in Canada and the U.S.
Nothing was procured from the United States, no steel, not true. From our standpoint, LiUNA members, men and women on both sides of the border, we're an international union, proudly built that.
Petroni says the president's remarks are just another blip in the timeline of the Gordie Howe International Bridge project. More than 1 million work hours, he adds, were created in both countries through the bridge's construction. Trump also claimed the project used, quote, virtually no U.S. content, end quote. Ontario officials, however, say at least 25% of the steel and concrete used in the bridge is, in fact, from America. In other news tonight, 3 more airlines are following Air Canada's move to suspend flights to Cuba. This time around, it's impacting flights out of YQG. CTV's Robert Lothian has been speaking with impacted travelers today. Robert, what are you hearing?
Well, Michelle, they say that it's disappointing, but perhaps not surprising. As we know, ongoing fuel shortages have forced WestJet, Sunwing, and Air Transat to cancel flights to Cuba. One Windsor traveler I spoke with says he was holding out hope his trip could maybe move forward.
The feel of Cuba. The beaches are beautiful and the people are spectacular. So even as things started to get a little dicey, my intention was still, if we could get to the island, I wanted to go to Cuba because they rely so much on our tourism dollars.
Steve Martin says he's in the process of trying to receive a refund for his flight that was scheduled for Friday. Earlier this week, Cuban officials warned they did not have supplies to refuel planes on the island, prompting airlines to cancel flights for at least the next couple of months. Cancellations are affecting YQG, where a weekly sun destination flight to Varadero is now done for the season. Airport CEO Mark Galvin says affected passengers should look to their airlines for the next steps.
We direct people, we facilitate that call to the airline or to the website. I'm sure the airline is communicating with people when their flights are affected. And I think it's obviously been in the news, as you mentioned. It's a situation a lot of people have been monitoring, and unfortunate, but it has been out there.
Efforts are underway to bring Canadian travelers home from Cuba. As of Monday, Global Affairs says more than 7,000 Canadians are registered as being on the island. Each affected airline is releasing details on their own plan to provide flights back to Canada. Michelle.
All right, thanks so much for this, Robert. Robert Lothian reporting for us tonight in the newsroom. And that does take us to our question of the day. Have you traveled to Cuba in the past? Go to our website to cast your vote, ctvnewswindsor.ca. Yesterday, we asked if you're taking U.S. President Trump's threat to block the opening of the Gordie Howe Bridge seriously. Out of almost 900 votes, nearly evenly split, with 56% of respondents saying no. All right, let's take a break here now for an update on the weather. Meteorologist Gary Archibald joins me with our first look. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Michelle. We are still gray and cool, getting colder through the overnight. There's snow in the vicinity. In fact, lake effect is the situation across all 5 Great Lakes. And there's a chance of a wind chill value in the -10. So why am I excited about the temperature forecast? Because in the next 24 to 48 hours, we will see a nice rise in temperatures and some sunshine to head towards the weekend, including Friday the 13th and Valentine's Day. I'll break down what you need to know and see if it lasts into next week. That's coming up. For now, I'll send it back to you at the desk. Michelle?
Okay, thanks so much, Gary. We'll check in again soon. To British Columbia now, where 9 people are dead, including a suspected shooter, in what is the worst mass school shooting in this country in more than 3 decades. It happened inside a high school in a small, tight-knit community of Tumbler Ridge. CTV's Kathy Lee has the latest on the investigation and a search for a possible motive.
Police say 18-year-old Jesse Van Roetseler had dropped out of school 4 years ago and was known to police.
I can say that Jesse was born as a biological male who approximately, the information that I have, approximately 6 years ago began to transition to female and identified as female. Police had attended that residence on multiple occasions over the past several years, dealing with concerns of mental health.
Investigators are still working on 2 crime scenes, the school and the family home.
2 firearms, a long gun and a modified handgun, were recovered by responding officers. Determining the origin of these firearms and what role they played in the shootings remains a significant part of the active and ongoing investigation.
Without a known motive or a suspect to question, investigators will have to conduct interviews with family and friends to see if there were any signs or clues that Van Roetseler was preparing to carry out something like this.
Quite often people say things and others think, oh, he doesn't really mean it. And then when this happens, they realize he did. Because they don't always come forward and report what friends say.
Any and all social media posts will likely be scanned, making sure no stone is left unturned.
It could be in school counseling, all different sorts of things that could give them that one little piece of information that says this could be why it happened.
Kathy Lee, CTV News.
Back at home, health officials are warning residents in Chatham, Kent. Issues with sterilization at the Chatham Skin Clinic could lead to the transmission of blood-borne illnesses. They say between October 2024 and January 2026, equipment used for skin biopsies and cosmetic treatments may not have been properly sterilized. That could potentially increase the risk of blood-borne illnesses like HIV and hepatitis. Anyone treated at the clinic in the last 18 months is urged to contact their doctor or go to a walk-in clinic to see if testing is needed. And a warning to those who use blood pressure medication to check your meds, as a mix-up has led to a nationwide recall. Health Canada says 2 batches of 5 milligram tablets of maramlodipine are being recalled. Some bottles may contain the wrong drug. The correct tablets have 8 sides, and are white to off-white in color with the numbers 210 and 5 printed on them. Windsor police are warning of a sharp increase in identity fraud. In fact, it's up 135%. So far this year, 40 cases have been reported. That's more than double last year's 17. The trend has been climbing for years, with reports jumping from 158 in 2024 to 269 in 25. Police are reminding everyone to safeguard personal and financial information, avoid sharing sensitive details, and always secure important documents at home. Stay off the ice on the Detroit River. That's the warning tonight from officials. The city's harbor master says several risky incidents have already happened this winter, and he fears it's only a matter of time before someone gets seriously hurt. CTV's Chris Campbell joins me now with the details. Chris.
Yes, Michelle, frozen spots along the Detroit River might look solid and inviting, but the man in charge of keeping Windsor's waterfront safe says appearances can be dangerously deceiving. Harbor Master Peter Barry says that stepping out onto the Detroit River right now is taking a massive risk.
Recent cold weather has frozen parts of the Detroit River, and that's drawing people out onto the ice. But Windsor Harbor Master Peter Barry says that's a dangerous mistake.
They shouldn't be walking across the river or trying to go out anywhere along the moving river, Detroit River. Yes, it looks easy to get across to Detroit, an easy way in, but that is constantly moving and opening and closing. Not safe.
Barry says just yesterday, 3 people ventured out near the Ambassador Bridge, triggering a police response.
The first one demanded a full police call out, and when the person came back, he didn't see why the big fuss was about walking out. 5 years ago, we had a gentleman do the same thing off Belle Isle, and he tipped on one of the ice floes and died, and we found his body 7 months later. So it is very dangerous. It is unstable.
Unlike a lake or pond, the Detroit River never truly freezes solid.
The water is constantly moving underneath. What was you thought a solid piece of ice to walk on is now broken free and drifting down the river and unstable. It's considered fast ice, and no fast ice is good ice.
At Lakeview Park Marina, people who spend their winters near the water say they're staying on dry land.
Oh, I keep my feet on solid ground.
To walk on there, you'd never catch me on there.
And with warmer temperatures on the way, conditions are only getting worse.
Next week, the weather's going to be high 30s, low 40s. It's going to be making ice fishing tough.
To walk out on the river at any time when there's ice season is an absolute ridiculous, poor judgment thing to do.
Barry says anyone who ignores the warnings isn't just risking their own life.
Not only are you putting yourself at risk, but you're putting the first responders at risk. Any time in that water, you have no time that you're going to survive. It's going to take minutes to hypothermia, and we can't help you. We can't come get you.
The Harbor Master's advice is clear. Enjoy the winter view from shore and stay off the Detroit River ice, even if it looks thick and stable. Peter Barry acknowledges Windsor does not have a local ice rescue crew full-time, noting LaSalle Fire has a team, but it takes time for them to get there, and any time in that kind of water can be deadly fast. Michelle?
All right, thanks so much for this reminder. Chris Campbell reporting for us tonight in the newsroom. A new feasibility study suggests Essex County, could support a hybrid public transit system, combining a fixed bus route to Windsor with subsidized taxi or rideshare trips. The study looked at travel patterns across Essex Centre, Harrow, Colchester, McGregor, and surrounding rural areas, noting many residents travel outside the town for work, school, shopping, and of course medical care. Annual costs could range around $368,000 to over $800,000, prompting Mayor Sherry Bondi to question whether the town has enough ridership to sustain that. She says exploring government grants could help, but ultimately the decision will fall to the next council. If implemented, the recommended bus could run every 90 minutes to Windsor with fares around $5. Ontario has confirmed $25 million in funding for the City of Windsor.
There's an acknowledgement that cities like Windsor have received additional funds or need additional funds to reflect the services that they account for. Think of prisoner transport, for example, or some of the courthouse types of services.
The money comes from the Ontario Municipal Partnership Fund. Dowie says the province has changed the formula to help municipalities offset certain costs. Mayor Drew Dilkens says they knew this funding was coming when council approved the budget for 2026. The money can be used for everything from libraries to public transit, and it will help the city pay for road and sewer work.
Any amount of funding that is provided to the city that we can use generally to offset certain expenditures, we welcome. Certainly we welcome the flexibility that comes with that general allocation as opposed to individualized.
It's a busy month for the Windsor Express basketball team. The team is hosting their skilled trades game tonight at the WFCU Center against Lake Erie. Then this Sunday, fans can watch the Express for free, thanks to community partners including realtor Sean Hassan. And later this month, the team returns to Caesars Windsor for the first time in 9 years. The team is trying to create some excitement to help beat January cabin fever.
Back-to-back games and all the heavy theme games, it adds a lot of energy going into March. So we're preparing ourselves for a real March Madness with the team. The team's on a swing right now, some great excitement, and it should take us right into March.
Bob Belichico will have more local sports on the sidelines later in the show. Meantime, still ahead on Windsor's news leader, short track skaters raise concerns about Olympic ice conditions. And later, a new store opens tomorrow in LaSalle, the first of 8 planned countrywide. We'll tell you how many jobs and the deals later. Care without barriers. Tomorrow, a new pilot program for people who don't have a family doctor. We have the story tomorrow at 6 on CTV News. Canada now has 4 medals, 1 silver and 3 bronze. CTV's Scott Hurst has more of the highlights from Milano Cortina.
The Olympic ice dance final is in the spotlight with 3 Canadian pairs in the mix, led by Piper Gillis and Paul Poirier.
They've been working really hard. They're an amazing pair together. They've been together for about 15 years now.
The 3-time Olympians are in a podium position as one of the marquee figure skating events concludes with the free dance. Reigning Olympic silver medalist in the men's speed skating 1,000-meter, Laurent Dubreuil, was one of 3 Canadians racing for a medal in the event at Milano Cortina. Dubreuil, however, failed to reach the podium this time around, finishing 8th overall. A thrilling finish in the women's freestyle moguls event. Saskatchewan's Maya Schwinghammer reaching the top 8 medal round, putting down a final run score of 77.61. She was just off the podium, however, 5th in her first Olympic Games. Another Olympic final is booked for Elizabeth Hosking in snowboard halfpipe. The Quebec athlete in her 3rd Olympic Games was 8th in qualifying today. The 12-rider final takes place on Thursday. 4 Canadians were taking part in the men's Super G. Jack Crawford, the top athlete wearing the maple leaf, placing 16th in the alpine skiing event, about a second and a half behind the winner. Medals were on the line in biathlon. The top Canadian was 23-year-old Calgarian Pascal Parody, finishing in 24th place. 4-player curling is now underway. Team Brad Jacobs opening up their Milano Cortina experience with a win over Germany. Men's hockey is now officially underway. Canada's first game is tomorrow against Czechia. The women will wrap up their preliminary round in a game tomorrow as well against Finland. Scott Hurst, CTV News, Toronto.
As Canadians celebrate silver in the short track relay, more races are still to come. But concerns are growing over poor ice condition at a shared Olympic venue. CTV's Heather Butts reports from Milan.
Fresh off their silver medal win in the mixed team relay, these short track speed skaters relieved their hard work paid off. And while there's excitement, there's also disappointment in the ice conditions athletes are facing.
Yeah, honestly, it's really bad. There was so many falls, and it's probably the worst ice of the year we've had.
A world champion in 1,000 meters, Stephen Dubois, crashed during the qualifying round, leading to an early exit in his individual race.
At the games, it's always hard. They have to manage with the ice, the figure skating and the short track, and it's really not the same ice that we like. We have different opinions about it.
Some Team USA skaters also blaming the soft ice for a number of falls. Ice temperature varies depending on discipline. Figure skating ice is typically warmer and softer. Hockey ice cold and hard. Speed skating is typically coldest, generating the most speed. During the Olympics, figure skating and short track have traditionally shared a venue, requiring quick condition changes. We put the quality concern to Olympic officials.
Is this something you're looking into?
We are aware of very few issues, said this Olympic official, pointing to ice masters who he says check conditions constantly, claiming they have received compliments on the quality of field of play. Canada's equipment technician says it's up to athletes to adapt to the changing conditions.
Every athlete has to kind of work with it, so it seems fair for everyone. But sometimes it feels a bit unfair when you give your best and it's the ice that doesn't hold under you.
Dubois said he hopes crews will do a better job in the next few days, but now they know what to expect. And Canada has already managed it well, claiming that silver medal in the mixed team relay. Heather Butts, CTV News, Milan.
Ottawa has given Canada Post another $1 billion loan, but the federal procurement minister says the handouts are not a permanent solution. Ottawa's latest repayable loan comes in addition to a similar loan in January of last year. Procurement Minister Joel Lightbound says it's essential to ensure the Postal Service has the revenue it needs, but he also says Canada Post needs to transform itself, as Ottawa cannot continue to support the Crown Corporation to this current degree. Jeff Burrows and his band, The Tea Party, are performing today with the Sydney Opera House. Burrows says the band from LaSalle and Windsor is the first Canadian band ever to play at the Sydney Opera House. They were accompanied by a symphony orchestra, performing for a sold-out crowd. Burrows will be on Mornings with Mike and Meg tomorrow on AM 800. And tomorrow is grand opening day for LaSalle's newest grocery store. The Food Basics is the newly developed Shops at Heritage Plaza, will open to the public at 8 a.m. This is the first of 8 new Food Basics locations to open in 2026. Located on Sandwich West Parkway near Heritage Drive, the store joins a Dollarama, Shoppers Drug Mart, McDonald's, and Tim Hortons. Food Basics VP of Operations, John Maxon, says shoppers will find some great deals and some local faces. 90 full and part-time staff have been hired. Canada's main stock index finished flat today, while American markets edged lower. In Toronto, the TSX lost 3 points, and in New York, the Dow fell 67, the Nasdaq dropped 36. The Canadian dollar is down 0.16 cents, and on commodity markets, gold gained more than $67 an ounce, while oil added 67 cents a barrel. Cold weather is causing a critical shortage. Coming up, we'll explain the urgent call to all Canadians.
Let's take a look at our CTV News weather snapshot. Thanks to Ann Feltham for sending in this image, our little rabbit or hare friend huddled in the cold. But could we see and enjoy a warming trend in terms of temperatures forthcoming soon, within a day or two? Imagine that. I'll break down what you need to know just ahead.
A gray and gloomy day out there. CTV meteorologist Gary Archibald joins me now with a full look at the weather forecast. Hi, Gary.
Hi, Michelle. Yes, indeed. Gray and cool and getting colder through the overnight. Saw very light flurries. Might not even notice them. Quite sparse and interspersed with some very light rain even. And for the most part, it was not of any consequence. Pardon me. And temperatures were above seasonal, so we saw a lot of snow and ice melt. Air quality has improved over the last 24 hours. Speaking of that which is of consequence, we will see a ridge of high pressure building over the next 24 hours, which means we're going to see some more sunshine instead of the gray, overcast conditions for the most part. And the wind should subside. It will be a breezy evening, and overnight it just won't be what I would classify as being really windy. Right now, temperatures hovering around -1 to -2 between Windsor, Essex, Chatham, Kent. That's 30 degrees Fahrenheit in Windsor, about 28 in Chatham, Kent. It feels like about -7 to -8 Windsor, Essex, Chatham, Kent, respectively. So it is cool-ish and getting colder through the overnight. The coldest air plume is still that polar air mass that dominates anywhere from the northern latitudes through Hudson and James Bay and much of Ontario and Quebec, the Canadian Shield proper, due south towards the Great Lakes, where we are seeing lake effect snow across all 5 Great Lakes: Superior, Michigan, Huron, Ontario, and Erie. And some of that snow is just to the east and northeast of us. For the most part, over the next 12 to 24 hours, we'll see a light dusting, not much to see here. But just note that those puddles, because temperatures have been above the freezing mark, we've seen a lot of snow and ice melt, will freeze later tonight into tomorrow morning. And black ice is a concern, no doubt, for early morning travelers. Perhaps you start to work around 5, 6, 7 a.m. If you're traveling along the 401, any of the 400 series in the next 24 hours, anticipate a couple of centimeters of snow. The breakdown for tonight, we're talking about -1 and cloudy through 8 o'clock. By midnight, down to -4, feeling like about -10 with a northwesterly wind sustained at 20 with higher gusts. The Intercare Style 7-day forecast has -1 tomorrow and cloudy, and then fair weather, +4 Friday. Then Saturday, happy Valentine's Day, +4. Then 5, 6, 7, 8. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, cloudy for that stretch, but temperatures continue to rise.
A community alert has been issued after a large spike in opioid overdoses across Windsor, Essex. The Windsor Essex County Health Unit reports 11 overdoses between February 1st and the 7th. 8 of them involved fentanyl. The last alert was issued in early December after 15 overdoses were reported. Health officials, along with local hospitals, EMS, and police services, say they're closely monitoring the situation and working together to better understand the recent surge. A call to action tonight for those who need life-saving blood donations. Canadian Blood Services is urging people to donate blood and plasma as soon as they can after seeing a dip in donations right across Canada. CTV's Karis Mapp reports.
Today is my 5th time.
It's probably only about 5.97. Whether it's your first or 100th time, Canadian Blood Services is encouraging everyone to donate blood and plasma as soon as they can.
We're just wanting to ensure that we can keep up with the demand that the hospitals are needing.
Donations are down everywhere.
In the next 2 weeks in Kitchener-Waterloo alone, we have over 500 appointments open and available to book into. So that's a potential for over 500 units of blood to be collected, and they're sitting vacant.
The winter weather playing a large role in people canceling their appointments or not wanting to book and leave their house at a time when the need is greater than ever.
When there's icy road conditions, there are more accidents and car crashes and things that would cause the hospitals to need more blood for emergent cases as well.
Some people say they were simply unaware of the process.
I didn't know anything about this growing up or when I was younger, and I really it never entered my mind to think about it.
Others started showing up because of a personal connection.
A long time ago when my brother was born, he needed blood transfusions. My mom can't donate, but my dad has always donated. And I used to go with him as a high school student.
I have a brother-in-law that's had a lot of blood transfusions, so do it for people like that.
Whatever the reason, organizers say people's generosity could help save a life.
You're helping your community, you're giving back, and you're also doing something for yourself, something that makes you feel good.
Today I'm here donating blood for the first time, and Canadian Blood Services say they need more people to do the same. So they've launched a campaign with an incentive they also hope will be appealing. The Give and Getaway initiative lets donors enter for a chance to win 2 round-trip tickets to any Air Canada scheduled destination.
If you donate one time, you can enter once. If you donate twice in that time period, you can enter twice. If you add a stem cell registry sign up in there, you get a bonus entry.
Regular donors say it's worth any reservations people may have when thinking about the bigger picture.
There's nothing hard about it. It doesn't hurt you. All you're doing is helping people. Like, it's a win-win-win-win-win, right?
Karis Mapp, CTV News, Waterloo.
They've won 12 straight and finally snapped an 8-year drought at Humber. Still ahead, where St. Clair's turning their attention to next.
As always, we are on the sidelines with Bob Belichico on Wednesdays. And Bob, tonight you're starting in Essex with a big win for the 73s.
Yeah, it was a big night, Padstadt night, if you will. They are the Provincial Junior Hockey League regular season champions. They beat Walpole 12-2 to clinch the overall title. That's a big score. They are in Lakeshore Friday to close out the regular season.
Smith, that shot in and out of the glove. Still on it. Smith scores! Colton Smith! Oh my!
Oh my is right. Can't stop raving about this guy, Colton Smith. The kid is simply straight up on fire. Last week he won the OUA Athlete of the Week after scoring 5 goals in 3 games. This past weekend he leveled up. The Lancers were losing 2-0 both Friday and Saturday. Little Smitty scored a hat-trick in the 3rd period of Friday's game as Windsor beat Lakehead 5-2 to take over first in the OUA West. The next night, he banged home the game winner against Toronto in a 3-2 dramatic win right there. Now, he leads the OUA with 20 goals. He leads all players in Canada with 7 game-winning goals. Good time to heat up with playoffs right around the corner.
I knew a couple games ago, about 6 games ago, that I had to get going to help give this team a chance to get the bye this year. And obviously my dad's been a huge help for me, and the Jones family has been huge for me. So that's been something I've kind of kept in the back of my mind. Bob Jones and his family, wish he could be here with us today. So that's something I'm always thinking about.
Bob Jones was a big inspiration to a lot of players and a lot of people in our community. Now, the Lancers are on the road at Lakehead this weekend for a pair of games to close out the regular season. Windsor has won 5 straight and sits 2 points ahead of the Thunderwolves.
Being my last year, obviously, we got the group to do it. We've been there before. I think we got 5 or 6 guys that played in that Queen's Cup final, so we kind of know what it takes, and obviously that bye is essential. So if we can get that sealed up this weekend, that'd be huge for us.
I have all the confidence in this group that they're focused. They know what's at stake here, and you know, I think Lakehead's going to get our best on Friday night.
Can't wait to watch some of that for sure. Now to the hard court, men's volleyball continues to their pursuit of the OUA West Division title. At 16-2, they head to Brock to close out the regular season, while the U of T, who are in first place at 17-1, are at Western. Now this was nice last weekend. 10 graduating seniors were celebrated, many of them returning for a shot at winning a national title on the home court.
Last year especially, every game is just another opportunity to say thank you, you know, and just play hard and just play our 100%.
Yeah, it means a lot to be with the group for 5 whole years. Yes, it's like it goes by too quick for a lot of us, but at the same time, we value every moment that we're in and appreciate each other, the coaches, and everyone who supports us.
That is going to be so much fun next month. It's a month away. national championships. Let's go.
It's wild.
Oh, yeah.
It's so true. It does go so fast. All right. Let's go over to college. Women's volleyball clinched their division title first time since 1997. The men aren't doing too bad either.
Oh, my God. The men are red hot right now. They've won 12 straight heading into the final weekend of the regular season. None of those wins were as big as last weekend's victory against Humber.
Kunami nails it from way downtown.
Never mind downtown. He was in the parking lot somewhere. He was way out there. Ergi Kugnami hitting that shot. Now, that was a big moment and a long time coming. It's been 8 years since Brendan Segan and Matt Sykes took over as co-head coaches. And fun fact, not once since then have the Saints won a game at Humber, until last weekend, that is. At 14-2, St. Clair has the best record in the OCAA with a chance to clinch a third division title in the last 4 years. They just have to take care of business this weekend on the road at Conestoga and Redeemer.
They're really prepped. They work hard. They're ready to play every day, and then it's just prep from coaches, making sure we give ourselves the best chance to win. Game plan's there, and if we execute, I think our talent takes us over the top.
Yeah, now we're a top dog, we're a top seed, and we just got to keep it going. And now we have a chance to host, so hopefully all goes well and we host and we get Final Four here.
I mean, look at her. She just stands out. That's McKenna McCann of Villanova, just dominant yesterday. The grade 11 standout is doing it all and was doing it all last night as the Wildcats opened the senior girls volleyball playoffs. They hosted Sandwich and swept the Sabres in straight sets. Villy is at St. Anne tomorrow in the AAA semifinal. Riverside visits Holy Names. The championship is next Wednesday night at the St. Clair Sportsplex.
St. Anne's would definitely be tough. We played them before. It was definitely a very good match, so we're just looking to reverse what happened last time and take the win, hopefully.
I love high school sports. Okay, let's move on now to hockey with the Spitfires heading into another very busy weekend.
Yeah, another busy. They got 3 and 4 this time around. They have a home and home against Saginaw this weekend, and as Spit fans know, the Spirit are like slow internet, email spam, mosquitoes. In other words, so annoying. But first up, it's the second worst team in the conference coming to the WFCU Center tomorrow night. It's the Sarnia Sting. Just tell them to buzz off, right? Then it's off to Saginaw before hosting the Spirit at home on Family Day. Windsor took 3 out of 6 points last weekend. Not ideal, but head coach Greg Walters was more than pleased with the way his team played.
If we play that way, we'll have a lot of success. And coming up, obviously, division games, Sarnia, Sag, fighting for their playoff life. So they're hungry, and we got to make sure we're at our best.
Obviously, these games leading up to playoffs mean a lot. So just trying to play that playoff hockey and see where it takes us.
Sticking to hockey, there's a fun but very, very, very serious game taking place in Essex this weekend. The Army Navy game is set for Sunday at 2 p.m. It's the 6th installment, with fans getting a chance to see a good game and connect with local services. Admission is free, and everyone is encouraged to bring a non-perishable food item in support of the Essex Food Bank. And there's also a free skate for everybody after the game.
The food bank is pretty much in the same parking lot as the arena, so we were able to collect over 5 pallets of canned goods. The local food bank was extremely grateful, and we were happy to be able to give that to them.
All right, that was a funny dance there.
That was. I admit I've never seen a video do that. We apologize for that technical issue right there.
Well, hey, they'll be dancing. The organizers will be dancing after they collect a lot of food for the Essex Food Bank for sure.
They will be.
Can we get excited? Can we talk baseball?
Okay, sure. I'm ready.
Justin Verlander's coming back to Detroit.
I thought that was a big deal. It is a big deal. It is? All right. I'm sure you'll have more for that.
I'm more excited about Justin Verlander coming back than Kate Upton. Just for the record.
I'm just going to leave that right there. All right. Thanks so much, Bob.
Grammy Award-winning and multi-platinum singer Diana Krall will take to the Coliseum stage Thursday, April 16th. Enter online at ctvwindsor.ca for your chance to win a 4-pack of tickets to see Diana Krall at Caesars Windsor, plus a $200 gift card.
This is your CTV Windsor Our Community Calendar.
Take the plunge February the 27th at the Windsor International Aquatic Center for the annual Polar Plunge in support of Special Olympics Ontario. See you next time on Our Community.
It's time to check in now on what's happening now with Melanie Kentner. Melanie, we're still talking about that social media post by U.S. President Donald Trump.
Yes, Michelle, only right now we're going to focus on the reference to Ontario pulling American booze off the LCBO shelves. Trump mentioned that specifically in his post on Monday night, threatening to block the opening of the Gordie Howe Bridge. Premier Ford said Tuesday he stands by the decision and won't reverse course. Sentiment echoed today by Conservative MPP Andrew Dowie.
We need to put a line in the sand and say, you know what, we do sell things that are useful to you, and we buy things that you need us to buy. And so with the LCBO not being a customer of the United States, you are seeing stories of distilleries and breweries that are finding it tough out there.
Now, there's no shortage of commentary on Trump's comments this week. You'll find more on our website, ctvnewswindsor.ca.
We also have another online story, Melanie, after more retail thefts in the city.
Yes, Windsor police are asking for the public's help to identify 6 suspects. They are involved in separate retail theft investigations at various locations. All of the suspects were captured on camera leaving the businesses with merchandise they didn't pay for. And in our social spotlight tonight, Doug Ford was cracking jokes about a global music sensation.
That bunny, big bunny, whatever the bunny was. The only bunny I know is Bugs Bunny.
Well, Ontario's premier showed he's not quite up on his pop culture after the superstar's record-breaking Super Bowl halftime show. Ford's comments quickly became a trending topic online, making the rounds yesterday, Michelle.
Well, that's interesting. At least Doug Ford is on there for a different reason, more light.
Yeah, exactly. And you know how things can just make the rounds online all the time.
Very quickly, for sure. All right, Mel, and if we're always looking for great video for this segment, how can people submit those ideas?
Yeah, they can email it to us at newsnow@bellmedia.ca or text it to 10400.
No official Canada House at the Winter Games? That's no problem for Canadian fans. Stay with us. We have the story when we return. Yeah, like we said before, a really gray, kind of dreary day out there.
It's it's a drag.
It
right?
is a drag.
But,
yeah, today was a drag.
Michelle, I promise you some sunshine, ridge of high pressure moving in. I see a smile there.
I do like a ridge of high pressure.
Ridge of high pressure with warming temperatures to go along with it. Take a look at the Intercarousel 7-day forecast, and it looks like we will be on the plus side for daytime highs 6 of the next 7 days. Tomorrow, a high of -1, still cloudy, but despite the morning temperature that will be close to about -6, feeling like -14. Will warm up to a seasonal value, and then it's just above seasonal from there with sunshine coming for Friday, Friday the 13th, and then Saturday, Valentine's Day, +4 for both days. And you know what?
That is pretty warm.
Pretty warm for this time of the year. And a week from now, it might be 8 degrees Celsius.
See, that's not February weather, but
No,
that's a story for another day.
Just all over the place.
All over. That's like, yeah, a roller coaster. All right, thanks so much for that, Gary. And now, Sanjay Morrow, you're here with us now for a look at what you and Robert Lothian are working on for tonight.
Yeah, that's right, Michelle. Expanding on Robert's coverage from earlier today, we'll have more on the situation in Cuba, more specifically a look at passenger rights. Plus, a new survey suggests more than 4 in 10 Canadians do not have life insurance or are not even sure if they do. So we'll dig into that a little bit at 11.
All right, yeah, that Cuba story. You feel bad for people who've had their trips canceled. They didn't do anything and the trips canceled.
It's a tumultuous time, definitely.
Yeah, definitely. All right, thanks so much, Sanjay. And finally for us tonight, one hot topic of conversation at this year's Winter Games is the lack of an official Canada House. But that hasn't stopped some Canadian friends from just building one of their own. CTV's Garrett Barry explains.
A friendly invasion, a sea of red taking over this Milan sports bar and making it, man, I feel like a woman, the unofficial Canada HQ.
This is an amazing place. I've just got a whole new room full of friends here.
What started with a few WhatsApp messages and Facebook callouts has become an act of some international diplomacy on one of the world's biggest stages.
People see my Canadian flag on my lapel, only the best energy that's given back to me. I'm really proud to be Canadian.
The Canadians are filling the chairs.
We have a lot of Olympic tickets, but we wanted to do at least have one big Canadian game where we would be with a bunch of Canadian fans.
If you see us hanging out here, come on over and say hi. We're making friends, meeting people from all over the country.
They're flipping the channels over to hockey and explaining the rules to everyone around.
I've seen the sport before, but I've never understood it. I've been educated by Jason's, like offensive line and the blue line.
The Italian staff can't seem to get enough.
Love this place, Blues Canal, because we are like to building a place where people can just be themselves, bringing something from their country.
Gabriella told me that her new Canadian customers and friends are always trying to solve problems and really are just nice. Garrett Berry, CTV News, Milan.
Canadians loved everywhere we go.
Yes.
I dig it.
And it's interesting when you hear from the perspective of someone who's not familiar with the rules of these sports that we're just so acclimated and accustomed to see it from their eyes. I'm kind of jealous. I would love to watch a hockey game in those eyes.
Like fresh and new.
Fresh,
yeah. Definitely a bucket list to go to an Olympic Games.
I agree.
Definitely.
I was too young in '76 in Montreal, and then '88 in Calgary. I was in high school. I'm dating myself.
I was going to say,
and then 2010 would have been amazing. We won the gold medal, right? Oh my God. Oh, 2002 would have been great in Utah. Salt
wow,
Lake
you know
City.
a lot of Olympics trivia.
Yeah,
That's
I
great.
love the
You're on my
Olympics.
team for an Olympics
Thank
trivia
you.
game. All right, thanks so much, guys. And on behalf of the entire dedicated team here at CTV News Windsor, we thank you for watching.